Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, my friend. Today's topic is on Venus transit to Cancer. Let's do the mantras first. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya Vyam Ved Vyasaya Namah Om Gurve Namah. We're all set to get into the video now. सैयारा तू तो बदला नहीं है, मौसम जरा सा रूठा हुआ है. You get the vibes? This is the title track from the movie Sayyara. Those who did not understand this title track, it simply means, Sayyara, you have not changed. It's only the weather which seems to be a little upset. It's very, very deep wordings. So it means the relationship between you and I is still intact at the root level, at the soul level. It is still there. It is temporary separation. It is temporary gap between both of us. And I hope it will get filled soon. We'll reunite very soon. That's the movie Sayyara. Yes, this is about finding love. This is about Venus. The planet Venus represents love and a lot of other things. Recently I was watching movie Sayyara. And if you relate that movie, throughout the movie I was thinking like, is it the upcoming transit of Venus to the sign Cancer? You know why? Because they met, the chemistry was bang on, right? So Venus currently is in the sign Gemini with Jupiter. We call it Dviguru Yoga. And Venus is the sign or the planet of love. And in the vicinity of Jupiter, it is getting somebody who can advise, who can support in meeting the life's objective. And they were support to each other in the movie, right? It was like Venus and Jupiter. Venus and Jupiter in the sign Gemini, they were having good time as friends. Music, dance, party, and yet be there for each other as true friend, as true advisors. That was Sayyara. So to say, first half, broadly. And then what happened? There was separation. Why? Because of some disease, Alzheimer's, in the movie, right? And if you look at the transit, Venus is going to change from Gemini to Cancer. There will be trinal aspect of Saturn. We understand Saturn has third aspect, seventh aspect, and 10th aspect. But in transit, trinal aspect is also considered for specific reasons. Now, it will not do make or break for your career because Saturn is the significator of career. But when it comes to relationship, for timing, we do consider the trinal aspect of Saturn as well. So it can cause separation in terms of relationship, just how it happened in the movie. In the sign Cancer, Venus is going to have fifth aspect or the trinal aspect from the sign from Saturn sitting in Pisces. That's what happened. Now, will this separation will be permanent or what? No, they met in the movie, didn't they? Likewise, in the sign Cancer, Venus will go through Punarvasu Nakshatra lorded by Jupiter, then Pushya Nakshatra lorded by Saturn. There will be separation. Maybe because of disease, Saturn is disease, or because of some other reason. And then it will get into the nakshatra Ashlesha, lorded by Mercury, all Rajas. Venus and Mercury will get along very well. It will be reuniting time, just like it happened in Sayyara. So this transit of Venus from Gemini to Cancer is nothing but the way it reflected in Sayyara. Let us move forward. So what is Venus all about? Though the focus of this video will be on our relationship with our loved ones. Right? That is the title, that is the theme of this video. Short and concise for all the 12 ascendant signs. Very brief, very, very brief way. What is Venus all about? It is about relationship, it is about love, it is about marriage. It's also about vehicles or comforts of life. It is about art, it's about beauty, it is about pleasures, right? All those nice aspects of life. Okay, so how is the placement of Venus is going to be in the sign Cancer? See, when it was in the sign Gemini. So Venus gets exalted in the sign Pisces. And from Pisces, how far is Gemini? Aries, Taurus, Gemini. 3 steps away. As I explained in my Mars transit video, like when a planet gets exalted, it is like full moon. When moon is full, it has full power. When moons get separated from sun, because when it is full moon, it is basically 1/7 axis from sun, and then it starts to get diminished in power. Gradually, it moves towards the sun. Likewise, when a planet is exalted, it is at its peak power, and when it starts moving towards its debilitation sign, the energy gets to reduce. So in Cancer, Venus has moved from Pisces, Aries, Taurus, Gemini, and Cancer. 4 steps. So basically from 100% power, it has come to 20% power. And when it will move to the sign Leo, it will be at 0% power, because in Virgo, it gets debilitated, which is even lower than 0%. So currently it is at 20% power, broadly. Venus in Cancer, when it will enter into Cancer on 21st of August, it will be at about 20% power. And how's the relationship? So in the sign Gemini, Venus has a very, very nice relationship with its Lord Mercury. Both were considering each other very nice friends. Whereas in the sign Cancer, the moon does not have any enemy, but Venus considers moon as its enemy. So it will be in a state of shock. From a friendship position, it is coming to an inimical position. That's a challenge. How about the Tattva? See, Venus is Rajas, and Moon, who is the Lord of sign Cancer, is Sattva. Sattva Guna, not Tattva Guna. So at a Guna level also, it is in a state of confusion, not feeling at ease. And how about the Nakshatra? So Venus will be undergoing the Nakshatra of Punarvasu, which is Jupiter, then Pushya, Saturn, and Ashlesha, Mercury. Relationship is very friendly, so it will add on to the 20% power to some extent. You're with me? Okay. And then Tattva. Venus is Jala Tattva planet, and sign Cancer, lorded by Moon, is also Jala Tattva. The Rashi could be different, but the Rashi is also Jala Tattva, watery. Fiery, earthy, airy, watery. Aries, Taurus, Mars, Gemini, and Cancer. So the Tattva level, Venus is feeling very good. And Tattva is one of the finest position for a planet to be at ease. This is a wonderful placement from that perspective. And how was the relationship? They're all Jala. If the Jala or the watery element is strong, the relationship will flourish. And that is the reason there can be separation, there can be gaps. Mausam zara sa badla hua hai. It's only the weather which is a bit upset. Things will back to normal. You will reunite. That is the message. So Venus will be getting into the sign Cancer on 21st of July, and it will be there till 14th of September, about 25 days, during which it will pass through 3 different nakshatras. Okay. Now let us talk about the results for every ascendant. Theme will be same. How and when we will reunite. If there's a gap between both of us, when that gap will bridge. That is the theme, the Sayara theme for this Venus transit video. Let's begin with ascendants. Aries ascendant. So my friend, how the season is going to be upset for you? You will be thinking whether you stay at home for entertainment, for relaxation, or you go out. Your partner will be forcing you to go out. They'll be calling you, or she or he will be telling you to, okay, let's meet out, for party out, for weekend drive, weekend trip, weekend outing, or dinner, movies, music concert, all these things. That's how the season is going to be a little upset for you. Okay? And how can you cheer up the weather? How can you cheer up the season? That is the question we need to understand. See, your Lagna Lord is Mars. Not only Venus is your Marak, second Lord and 7th house, but also if you see, how is the relationship of Mars with Venus? It is in 4th house, the house of Digbala, which is favoring you. But how is the inherent relationship of Mars with Venus? Gandanta relationship. Mars is fire and Venus is Jala, water. And we are looking at the Sayara theme to find out when and how you will reunite, when this problem go away. Right? So what you need to do, a little bit of softer approach, calmer approach. Forget Mars. Take a break from your Martian nature for a while. Come up with a calmer, subtle, about milder approach. And that can work magic. The moment you exhibit that softer side of yourself to your partner, things will be calmer. Maybe your partner will say, okay, let's stay at home. And then you'll be like, no, let's go out once in a while. Though I like to go out, but I was a bit tired, but no, let's go out. Or maybe you both wanted to go out, but the point where you want to go was different and where she or he wanted to go were different. But now that will also be resolved with that milder approach. That is the key. That is the secret. Because how you can take away the Gandanta impact, how you can be away from the Marika impact, by forcing yourself to be a bit calmer. You have to put efforts into that. It is not easy to reunite. Even in the movie, he had to put a lot of efforts, right? You also have to do a lot of effort. Okay. Now, the interesting thing, there's a Jyotish tip. It is an excellent time for you to buy vehicles if you are willing to buy, and take your partner out for shopping. It is not a generic statement, very specific to your ascendant. If you do that, things will change dramatically. You are going to have a nice experience and your partner will also going to love this. Okay. Now, I'll also share some timeline with you just for you to make the best possible use. When it comes to relationship at your work front or at your home, let's begin with at your home, personal relationship, then August 3rd week is not a great period, testing time. Okay, August 3rd week, remember. And in terms of personal relationship, when it will help you, September 2nd week, it will be a good time. So personal relationship, you understand, but relationship with respect to work, then the testing time will be September 1st week. And a great time is August 3rd week. So with this visibility, just have great time with all the people you like to be with. Okay. So this was for Aries ascendant. Let's move to Taurus ascendant. How the season is going to be upset for you. So you will be under a constant dilemma whether to put focus on the physical fitness, morning yoga, morning routine, or late night parties, late night time outs with friends. That will be a constant thought in your head. And this will be a dilemma. That's how the season is going to be upset. You wanted to get clarity, but that's not easy. Where to put focus? Which spectrum of life to give more priority? Okay. Now, this late night parties will also have that Venus activities. It will be with somebody special. And that's why you will be willing to give a boost to the morning routine. You understand that? Okay, good. Now, how to cheer up the season? See, you will experience a lot of passion inside you, right? And when that will not get fulfilled, that can turn into anger. So, how to cheer up the season? How to reunite in the nicest way with the partner? Walk, walk, walk. Even if you are at home, walk. The more you walk, the better you will feel. And that better energy will help you to reunite with your partner in the nicest possible way. Because your energy needs to be away, to be out of you. And walking is one of the best things you can do. Because that you can do even if you're at home. While watching TV, just keep on walking from one room to other. That's it. All right. Now, Jyotish tip. Good time for you to go and buy a vehicle if you're willing to. One catch. The Jyotish tip here is, on that day, give your house help or any other support staff off. Do not let chauffeur drive the vehicle. Drive it yourself. That's the catch. That's the Jyotish tip. You understand? Drive the vehicle yourself, and there should be no support staff at home once you bring the vehicle home. At least on the day you buy the vehicle. Okay. And now in terms of timeline, if you get some visibility on timeline, you know how to strengthen the relationship with your loved one in personal space at work, that can be helpful. So when it comes to your personal space, the 3rd week of August will be a bit tricky. Okay, you need to be careful in the 3rd week of August. But 2nd week of September will be great. In terms of relationship at work, 1st week of September will be tricky and testing. But 3rd week of August is very supportive. So now you know how to deal and with whom to deal at what time. All right. That was about Taurus ascendant. Let's move to Gemini ascendant. How the season is going to be upset for you? Well, the theme is Sayara. The focus is love for this video. So you will be under dilemma whether you should put focus on your morning prayers routine or you should spend more time with your partner and derive that bed pleasures at night. This is the time for you to put real focus on deriving pleasures, the conjugal pleasures, as a blessing of Venus. So then, but you're thinking, if I spend late hours at night, I'll get up a bit late in the morning, then that can disturb my morning prayers, my morning routine. That is the thing. Okay, so we'll soon figure out how to cheer up the season. But before that, this is a great time for you to go and enjoy the luxuries of Venus. And vehicle is definitely one of those luxuries. So you can actually go and buy vehicles if you're willing to buy. Okay, now coming back to how to cheer up the season. The secret lies in the romance. So you need to make that bed pleasure activity not a rudimentary activity or a mechanical activity. You need to rejuvenate that activity with some romance. And your voice will be your biggest asset, soft voice. So when you get into that activity, spend few minutes, use your voice to build up the momentum. You may call it foreplay or you may call it some other thing. But that talking to each other will help wonders, will help you in a big way. It will bring so much of amicability that automatically things begin to sort out. So that prayer thing will also take the shape of romance. So that dilemma will go away. You will not even think about that. Automatically things will back to normal. Your life will be filled with pleasure and romance. So at times it is good to be with Venus. And that's what you will do without any repent or remorse. Okay? Now Jyotish tip. You need to get some gifts and give it to your partner. That will be a wonderful thing in addition to soft speech. Okay? Now in terms of some visibility on timelines. So in terms of having a personal relationship, the third week of August will be a testing time and second week of September will be a great time. And in terms of relationship at workplace, first week of September will be testing time. But the third week of August will be a great time. Alright, so now you have the visibility of timeline also. Good. That was for Gemini ascendant. Let's move to Cancer ascendant. How the season is going to be upset? From love perspective, well, you will be thinking, shall I focus on my home priorities or shall I give priority to my friends? Maybe you are spending time, once you're done with your household work, etc., you are spending time with them at night, late hours. They may be waiting for you. You know what I'm trying to say? So, or maybe they're waiting or they're calling you to go for some weekend trips, weekend outings, some parties, some movies, some dining experiences. So, whom to give priority? To the work, to the home front, or to the friends? That is something you are trying to figure out. And that's what is upsetting you. Okay? But you see, this Venus transit is also giving you some blessings. It is an excellent time for you to go and buy vehicle if you're willing to do so. But remember, Venus is Badhakesh for you. It is 11th Lord. So that can cause a bit of trouble. So how to cheer up the season? Poetry. Poetry is the thing for you. That is the asset you have. And you can do very, very good poetry. So you need to use poetry as an asset. Reach out to the person you like, you missing, you want to be with poetry. Things will get resolved like this. The uniting will take place instantaneously. Use poetry. All right. Now, Jyotish tip. Very good time for you to get some ornament. Not any other shopping. Ornament for yourself and your partner, if you're willing to. Very good time. Okay. Now, in terms of visibility around the timelines, for personal relationship, the third week of August is going to be a bit testing for you. But the second week of September will be excellent. And when it comes to relationship with people at work front, first week of September will be testing time for you. But third week of August is very good. So make use of these timelines and strengthen your relationship. You're talking about Venus. That was about Cancer ascendant. Let's move to Leo ascendant. How the season is going to be upset. We are looking at Sayara theme, right? So basically you will be thinking about, shall I continue, put focus on my work, or shall I take a break from my work and then spend some time with my partner? I need a break. But your work priorities will not allow you to take a break. And that is the biggest thing you are undergoing. That is what is upsetting. मौसम जरा सा रूठा हुआ है. That's where the season is a bit upset. What to do? See, for you, the problem is in a different way. Because Sun is also in the sign Leo, and you are Leo Lagna. So that is bringing a lot of fire in your head, in your brain. And we are talking about Venus, the Jala energy. So if you also see the relationship of Sun and Venus, Sun combusts Venus. It is not easy for Venus to survive within the vicinity of Sun, and Venus is getting closer to Sun, right? Though it is not combust. So somehow you need to strengthen your Jala air power, Jala energy, water element. So how to cheer up the season? That's the key. What you need to do? See, you need to get cozy with your partner. That physical proximity will work wonders. You need that physical touch. But if you don't have a partner closer, for some reason, for whatever reason, you don't have any partner at this point in time, pray to Mother Divine. She is the best bestower of Jala power. She is the protector and bestower. Got it? Alright. Now, Jyotish tip. It is an excellent time for you to spend some money on your partner. Anyways, you are going to see with the transit of Venus, your spend is going to be increased on various stuff. Why not to spend something on your partner? Buy some gift for your partner. Take your partner to shopping. If your partner is not at your place, order something online. Let the things deliver, get with some flowers, with some chocolates, and then celebrate together. Have a video conference and just celebrate the moment together. Such things will work wonders for you. And in terms of timeline, so when it comes to your personal relationship with people, 3rd week of August is going to be testing time. But 2nd week of September is awesome. When it comes to relationship with people at work front, 1st week of September will be testing time. But 3rd week of August, the moment Venus gets transited to the sign Cancer, will be an excellent time. Alright, so have a great time with your partners. That was for Leo ascendant. Let's move to Virgo ascendant. How the season is going to be upset for you. See, you will be thinking whether to restrict yourself to your family, to your self zone, or broaden your zone, or broaden your horizon at a word level, move away from your family. Somebody reaches out to you, asking for something, okay, you tell, you take out time and telling something. So, that is the complexity. That is what is the problem at your hand. And you need to fix this with the transit of Venus, because this is all about the relationship. This is all about the experience you're going to get. Okay? At the same time, Venus is going to ensure that you don't have the dearth of any comfort. And one of the comforts is conveyance, vehicles. If you're willing to go and buy a vehicle, go for it. Good time. But the thing is how to cheer up the season, how to sort out that problem. To do that, you have to use your resources. Your resources is going to be the key, because you will have plenty of resources. Now, resources, I don't only mean the money. I also mean time. I also mean speech. So you have to use your resources. Think about different resources you can have. Knowledge is also one of the resources. Apply those resources. And now if I add this with Jyotish tip, how to use these resources? By helping others. You are not supposed to restrict yourself to your family, to your limited work area. The more you use your resources, your money, your time, your knowledge, your skill, your speech in helping others and going away from your restricted self zone, the better your relationship will be. And that betterment will ultimately translate to your equation with your partner. This is about Venus. It is about that conjugal pleasures. Right? Now, in terms of timeline, when it comes to your personal equation with your partners, with your loved one, then third week of August is going to be testing time for you. Bit cautious. And second week of September will be a great time. But when it comes to your equation with people at work front, then first week of September is going to be testing time. But third week of August is a great time. So with this visibility, you can manage your relationship quite nicely. That was for Virgo ascendant. Let's move to Libra ascendant. How the weather is going to be upset. Sayara theme. See, for you, the challenge lies in the expectation of your partner. Your partner is like, let's say you want to change your workplace, your job or business. Your partner will say, no, what's the need for change? You want to change, but the partner is of different opinion. Let's say you want to relax at home. Your partner will say, no, let's go out. Weekend trip, go out for movie, go out for music concert. So that amicability, your partner is willing or looking for a change in your style, your personality. That gelling is not there. And that's where the season is upset. All right. Now, what other Venus is going to do you? Venus represents a lot of comfort, and one of the comforts is vehicle, etc. But I suggest you do not spend unnecessarily. Do not even buy a vehicle. Even if you're planning to, hold on for some time. Let this Venus transit go by. Not a great time for you. But the question is how to cheer up the season. Now, here I'll tell you a very simple thing. Do not sleep early. Do not sleep early. If you sleep early, if you're tired, let's say, if you feel you're not having a nice equation with your partner, I want to just sleep. No, don't do that. But spend that time with your partner. Enjoy that Venus conjugal period. Get that intimacy, get that bed pleasures. And those things can help you in smoothing relationship. Those things will cheer up the season. You understand? Mausam zara sa roota hua hai. That will sort out the things. That physical intimacy is the key. So don't sleep early. Okay? Now, a Jyotish tip. The placement of Venus versus Lordship is not that amicable. That's why you need a remedy. I'm telling you specifically. You need to worship the Sun God. A simple possible way. And that will really work wonders for you. Now, in terms of visibility around the timelines, if you are looking forward to strengthen your relationship at personal level with your loved ones, third week of August is a testing time. But second week of September is a great time. And in terms of relationship with people at workplace, first week of September is testing time, but third week of August is great time. All right, that was for Libra ascendant. Let's move to Scorpio ascendant. How the season is going to be upset for you. Kis ko pyar karun. So the problem with you is there's so many to love. Whom do I love? Who do I choose? That's the problem. That's the problem you're passing through. So it's all about Venus everywhere. It's all about Venus around you. Your mind is in that spectrum of life. And that's the problem. That's upsetting the season. The problem of plenty, that's the problem you're facing through, or you are going to get into. Okay? Now, how to cheer up the season? Because you want to cheer up. And you want, Mausam zara sa roota hua hai. You want to ensure that we are able to want to reunite or unite with our partner. When the problem is a problem of plenty, the way the planetary combinations are suggesting, for you the resolution to this problem is physical intimacy. And that intimacy should give you an indication. It will give you an indication that you need to be with one person and that person is the right person. So think calmly. Use this to your as an asset for you. Because that physical intimacy will open up your mind and you will be able to take the decision. This person is right partner for me and that's about it. You need to go away from the problem of plenty and come to one person. That will be the key. And how you do that? You know the answer now. All right. Now, Jyotish tip. It is not easy. You will say, hey, if there is a plenty, then how to decide with whom to get into personal relationship? Do I need to get into with everybody? No. See, to be able to decide with whom you need to get into with, you need something to work out in your favor. How to get that kind of understanding, you need to start respecting elders more. If you do that, you will get their blessings. You have to do it consciously. You might not be doing it. Just think about it. If you're doing it, it is not appropriate. If you do that consciously and more, then you will be able to decide very easily. That's the key. And in terms of timeline, if you are looking forward to improve the personal relationship, then 3rd week of August is testing time. But 2nd week of September is awesome, the excellent time. But relationship at work front, 1st week of September is testing, but 3rd week of August is great. Okay, so now strengthen your relationships. That was for Scorpio ascendant. Let's move to Sagittarius ascendant. How the season is going to be upset for you. You will be like, shall I conserve my energy or is it okay? By conserving energy, and we're talking about Venus. So when it comes to Venus, where do you spend your energy? In relationship, physical proximity. And it is not necessary that you are thinking, okay, with partner I am spending energy. No, you can be spending Venus related energy on your own as well. You get that? I don't need to explain that. So you'll be like, shall I conserve or it is fine? You're doing it multiple times in a day. So that's where the season is a bit upset for you and you want to cheer up the season. How you do that? Now to do that, you need to keep yourself engaged. You meet friends, have some party with them, go for movie, go to music concert, dine out, spend time, late night party, doesn't matter. Even if you're not going out, you're talking to them from home on phone for hours and hours, that's fine. Keep yourself so much occupied that when you're back, you are so tired you go to sleep. You don't have time to think, because the moment you start to think, you get yourself engaged in that energy drain out activity. So keep yourself engaged, spend time, have some healthy conversations, and that will be the key. The more you are engaged, the lesser time you have to think, and that's about it. And that will bring stability to the relationship, and that way you will start to spend more time with the one who's right for you. That will be the uniting with your partner. Okay? Now, in terms of vehicle, etc., do not buy vehicle. I just don't recommend you, because Venus is also a significator of vehicle, but it is not the right time for you. Jyotish tip, make your life pure. One of the ways for you is to get up early, align yourself with nature. Just by doing simple thing, you can start to see a lot of changes come into your life. Just with simple thing. Getting up early, going to bed in time. Simple thing. Alright. Now in terms of having visibility around timelines, if you want to strengthen relationship at personal level, 3rd week of August is testing time. Avoid. 2nd week of September is a great time. And when it comes to having good relationship or people at workplace, the earlier was at personal space, this is in workspace. Then 1st week of September is testing time and 3rd week of August is great. Alright, so go and strengthen your relationship. Go and cheer up your season. That was for Sagittarius ascendant. Let's move to Capricorn ascendant. How the season is going to be upset for you? Well, Sayara thing, remember, with Venus and relationship. You will be undergoing some thoughts, some romantic thoughts. Romantic thoughts, which the time you have spent with someone special in the past, they will bother you. They'll come to you again and again. Maybe you will miss those thoughts. Okay? So, how to cheer up the season? When the partner, someone special reaches out to you, you need to give priority to that person. You need to take out time from your work, because the challenge with you is that you are so engrossed in your work phase, you don't have time to think about your partner. You're very, very busy. That's where your partner may feel neglected. Your partner may feel, okay, I'm not his or her priority. I'm the second fiddle. Is he or she engaged with somebody else? Which is not the case, you know. You are rather thinking about the partner all the time. So the moment the partner reaches out to you, you need to give priority to the partner. You need to make your partner feel special. And that's where you cheer up the season. That's where you will reunite with your partner. All right? Now, Jyotish tip for you. Very important. You need to find ways to help people. You're occupied at your workspace, thoughts are bothering you, but the tip which I'm giving you, the more you help others, the blessings will come to you. And those blessings will actually help you in relationship sphere. And this is not a generic Jyotish tip. This tip is specific to the Venus transit vis-a-vis Capricorn ascendant. All right. Now, in terms of having some visibility around timelines, if you want to strengthen your relationship in personal space, 3rd week of August is going to be testing time, but 2nd week of September will be great time. Now, relationship vis-a-vis people at workplace, 1st week of September will be testing time, but 3rd week of August will be great time. So go strengthen your relationship and cheer up your season. That was for Capricorn ascendant. Let's move to Aquarius ascendant. How the season is going to be upset for you? Sayara thing. You will be like, shall I look for the comforts of life? I like to be in a comfortable life, which everybody can aspire for. But for you, it is a dilemma. Shall I continue to look for the comfortable lifestyle, or shall I strive to find deeper meaning of life? Do I continue to engage in the Venus kind of activities? Or shall I start to think about more about the spiritual aspects of life? You get that? In as many words I can say. Now you think, Aquarius Lagna, Rahu is in your Lagna. It is kind of giving you a lot of illusions. So for you, Venus is very, very important. And you know why? Venus is in 6th house in Marankaraka Sthana. Rahu is pushing you to Venus activities and Venus is pulling you, being in Marankaraka. Come. So you need to be away from the Rahu illusion and escape yourself from the Venus Marana effects also. That is the dilemma. Shall I continue to get into that Venus activities full throttle or be away from these activities? But then how do you experience the pleasure? You need to make a balance. That is not possible with this kind of thing. How to do that? That is the key. How to cheer up the season? Mausam zara sa roota hua hai. How to cheer up the season? For you, time is the key. You need to prioritize the time. In other words, company is the key. You need to think with whom you spend your time. Because it is like that. Rahu doesn't act or work in silo. It picks up the agents. Your company, some of your company will be like Rahu. Some of your company will be like Jupiter. Could be like Jupiter. Jupiter is in your 5th house. Trines. You need to figure out who is the right person, which is the right company. Pick the Jupiter company. And that company, with such nice things coming in your head, your thoughts will automatically align towards the balance. You will strive to enjoy Venus activities at night at different junctures, but in a limited way. That way you are able to strive and maintain that balance. Alright. Now for you, Jyotish tip, you need a remedy. Otherwise this Rahu and Venus thing is not going to take you breathe comfortably. You need to do Om Namah Shivaya. Very, very important for you. Alright. During this Venus transit, in terms of visibility around timelines, if you want to strengthen relationship at personal level, 3rd week of August is a testing time. 2nd week of September is an awesome time. Okay. And to strengthen relationship at work front, 1st week of September is testing time, but 3rd week of August is great. So strengthen your relationship and cheer up your season as well. That was for Aquarius ascendant. Let's move to Pisces ascendant. How the season is going to be upset for you? You will be like, shall I continue to do a lot of physical intimacy? Or shall I completely abstain myself from it? You know why? See, you want a change from the physical intimacy. The reason is you are not finding it enjoyable. You are finding like I'm doing it because the partner wants me to do it. I'm doing it. The thing is how to cheer up the season. Mausam zara sa roota hua hai. You want to cheer up the season? How to do that? You need to watch some romantic movies, read some romantic novels. You need some understanding how to go about it. It is not about the mechanical thing. You need to build up the momentum, spend some time in foreplay, have some nice talks, crack some jokes, do some nice activities, cook something, eat something together, watch some TV together. So you need to build up that momentum so that it doesn't no longer remains a transactional or mechanical stuff, but it has some real passion, real emotions to it. It becomes an enjoyable activity for both of you. And that will cheer up the season. All right? Okay. Now, Jyotish tip. Do not do mating in the daytime. It shouldn't happen that once you start to enjoy, okay, let's do it in the daytime also. No. Then you will look forward to the ways and means to be together. Do not do the mating in the daytime. Otherwise, it can backfire. All right? Now, in terms of visibility around timelines, if you want to strengthen relationship at personal scale, then third week of August is a testing time, but second week of September is great time. If you want to strengthen relationship at your work front, first week of September is testing time, but third week of August, from the moment Venus transits from Gemini to Cancer, is a great time. So strengthen your relationship and cheer up your season. That was for Pisces Ascendant. So with this, I end my video. I'll see you soon in some other video. Till then, Om Namah Shivaya.